You van guys have a lot of respect for you. Some of these places you get into. Of course, my truck is about 3.5 feet longer than most because I have that extension in the middle. But yeah, look at this. It's about 10 feet in front of me in this truck up here, and they couldn't move it because they're working on it. But we're here at an Allied moving place, getting loaded. And as you can see, they don't provide you very much room to get in here. Now, of course, it would have been a lot easier with a shorter truck, but it also would have been a lot easier if they parked these things out of the way instead of right in front of the door. But I showed up 5 minutes ago and I'm getting loaded already, so good deal. All right, Migraines City. I don't know if you can hear, but I'm getting live unloaded at the moment. I'm at a Costco distribution center, and man, these people have their stuff together. I tell you what, if every shipper receiver was like this, I would definitely buy a van and just pull a van all the time. But we all know they're not like that. But I've been here for about 30 minutes now. When I pulled through the gate, I was a little over an hour early, and they looked at my paperwork, said get in door 29, and as you can see right out in front of me, those trucks aren't just parked there permanently, or trailers. What you do is when you come in, you can pull up into that lane up front, open your doors, and do a straight back in, and that's pretty awesome for guys like me who don't bump docks a lot, and because these docks are pretty close together. But even with all that space out there, some of these guys are having just a hard time doing a straight back into these spots. It's amazing. I don't like to make fun of people backing because I'm not too great at it myself, but I don't know how some of these people get by. But another good thing is when you do start to back, they have guys out here with these flashlights that stop traffic, which is good. And even though they have all these things in place to make it so easy for you and safe, you still have guys blasting through here 20 miles an hour, passing people when they're trying to back. It's amazing. But this load I was sitting at home Monday doing some paperwork, tax stuff, catching up, and looking at the load boards. Wasn't impressed with a lot of it, but I'd seen this load coming out a couple times a week, coming out here to California. And so I just, on spur of the moment, I said, you know what, I'm going to put in an offer that they'll probably refuse, but it's one of those things, if they refused it, no big deal, kind of relief if they did. And if they accepted it, it was good money. So put in the offer, and 10 seconds later my phone rang and they called my bluff. So ended up taking the load, brought it out here to Tracy, California. And one of the things I like about this run is that once I'm done live unloading here, I can use the trailer as a loadout, and I have to take the trailer back eventually to where I picked it up. So over the past couple days, I've been looking at the load board, making a couple of calls and emails, and if you guys don't know it, when you're looking at those load boards, every time you look at a load, the agent who lists that load can see who looks at it. So occasionally after I look at a load, I'll get a call from an agent saying, hey, you were looking at this load going out here. And when you look at 1,000 of them a day, you don't necessarily remember all the information. But last night I took some medicine to get rid of this migraine, and I laid down and was almost asleep when the phone rang. And it was an agent saying, hey, you looked at this load going, I think it's going from Sacramento over to just north of Denver. And so we negotiated back and forth, and I got $5 a mile out of him, which that lane, I wouldn't say it was gangbusters, but it's a pretty good rate. And so it gets me going back toward the house, and it doesn't put me in a great area, but I can get a reset in and have some more hours to run next week. So that's where we sit. Sounds like they're just about done unloading me, and I've only been here maybe 35 minutes. So, and I don't know if they got 2 forklifts going or what. Seems like one's getting off the trailer, another one's pulling on. I'm impressed. We'll catch up with y'all and we'll pick up. I want to talk about the Trucker Path GPS for just a minute. I'm on a little shortcut that I made up. It's a little homemade shortcut that cuts over from I-10 over to 40 out here in the middle of the desert. I'll show you real quick. There's nothing out here, and it's not exactly a shortcut, but it keeps me from having to go through Los Angeles and the outer areas to get up to the valley in California. So for the longest time, I've been using these other GPSs, and they've never given me this route through here as an option. This morning when I got on Trucker Path GPS, it gave me 3 routes through here, so I was really impressed. But you guys are probably, I pulled this out this morning. You guys recognize this, probably half of you have it, half of you have a Garmin. This is a Ram McNally. You can see it's broken, the holder. Did you know that those are illegal in most states to attach to your windshield? And I didn't know that till a few years ago, and I found out the hard way. I got a warning ticket in Arizona. And the funny thing was, I detached the thing and it was still sitting in the exact same spot on my dash. So it's just, you know, if the big tablet is sitting up there, it's just a reason for a trooper to stop you and inspect your truck. So fortunately, I could get rid of it and get rid of that extra cord down there and trying to find, you know, more ports to plug things in. I just have one device now, and I use the Trucker Path GPS, and I'm really impressed with it. It's very easy, even though it's on my screen of my phone. It's very easy to read. It has the turn-by-turn directions are clear, they're concise. They give you ample time to make your move, to get over off the interstate or make your turn or whatever. And I'll put up some screen captures here to show you exactly how it looks and what it tells you. But other things about it is all your favorite truck stops are on the map also, and you don't have to exit the app to get into Trucker Path. It's all right there on the screen. You can, if you're coming up on a TA or a truck stop, you can tap that and it'll tell you whether there's parking, fuel prices, and all that stuff on the screen without exiting the GPS. And it gives you a lot of ample time on way stations also. It tells you when they're coming up, and you can also tap on those and see if the way station is open, and go in to see the history of it, if it's what time it opens and all that good stuff. But I highly recommend it, and I'll put my link in the description below. You get 10% off if you use my link, and it's already a good deal. It's going to be it probably already is one of the most important apps that you use already, but when you get the subscription, there's so much more to it, and I guarantee you won't regret it. So use my link in the description below, and you'll get 10% off. But I'll go into some of the screen captures here and show you more in depth what it looks like. So here's a screen capture of the directions. It's super easy to read. This is the screen of my phone, and as you can see, everything is on here that you need. It gives you plenty of time to make your move if you're going to exit the highway. It shows you, what exit you're taking, and then right below it, it shows you the sign that you need to look for. Everything's clear. Gives you your speed limit, how many hours you have left on your trip, how many miles. Just really, really easy to read. And again, here's the same thing, just letting you see the whole screen. As you can see up on the right hand side, it has a green square box with a W. That's letting me know that a way station is coming up in 29.6 miles. What I can actually do when I'm driving down the road is touch that sign, and it'll let me know if the way station is open, and I can get a lot more info by doing that. You can also do that as you're going down the road. The truck stops that you see coming up, you can just touch them and see whether or not there's truck parking available. So everything is easy for you.